want justice for your family member.
Getting somewhere. Well, guess what? My argument is simple, Tiffany. All I want is justice for my people. I want the people that caused this harm and this trauma and this pain and this hurt towards my people to know what it feels like. Right. I want them to know what it feels like to have their sons and daughters taken from them. I want them to know what it feels like to have their fathers to be sent into prison for a crime that they didn't even commit. I want them to know what it feels like to see their mother on drugs, man. And that is justice according to God.
You gotta come back to your God. In America, the white man can sell all the drugs he wants to. As soon as he feels like it, he'll legalize crack. So this is what you do. You go to Planned Parenthood and you tell them to kill all the white babies and to leave my damn babies alone. How about that?
That your pastor would never tell you. Your pastor would never tell you that you're a murderer. That you're a filthy, disgusting scum of the earth. That you want to kill an innocent child instead of dead.
Don't touch him. You back up. Take a step. Take a step. One step. There you go. Let him come. Because if he crossed that line, it's on him. I just want it on camera. And I want everybody else to see what the brother looks like, man. He is ran and heavy all over. Hey. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Hey, recover. Recover.
Yeah. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let me know if y'all can hear me all right. If I'm coming across A-OK. Salakia for the hold up. This is Priest and Asa Dawashab. Priest and Asa Dawashab of the ISUPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenna Yohana. We've been teaching the truth of the Bible since 1969. Tonight is the Brotherhood class. I'll just be jumping in real quick for y'all to teach a class for y'all. Also, Magazar usually handles the class on Tuesday, but I'm gonna just jump in right quick for y'all. The water, young man Charles, for putting the 1W in the chat, letting me know that y'all can hear me. All right, so we'll dive into a topic. If you have questions, feel free to ask. You know what I'm saying? Anything y'all want to ask, you can type it in. Let me add the link to this joint. It's a lot here. Add that real quick. All right, I see we got some strong brothers and sisters in the chat. Most High in Christ, y'all. The water, everybody that's tuning in from wherever you are on this earth, man. The water for tuning in. Damn, you in Arkansas, Charles? Man, they got you moving. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Yahweh Shamar Alatham Bashem Yahweh Shai. I just posted a link in the chat. If anybody wanted to join the live, any readers, any troopers, young man, anybody that's able to read the verses, click on the link. Help a brother out. If you have any questions you want to ask directly, click on the link. You know what I mean? Anything you want to do, the link is available to you if you want to join the live stream. All right. Most High in Christ, man. Shalom, shalom. All right, all right. Hey, shalom, warrior. How about Shem Shabakatah?
Shalom, Yabashim Yabasabarakatah, Sitawashab.
Hey, man, Most High in Christ. The water for hopping on, Kawatah. Damn right, damn right. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Salaki, I seen that you had gave me a hit. I didn't have time. As soon as I got off to the slavery, I came directly over here. Is it something that you wanted to ask over class, Kawatan? You can hear me? I guess the brother will hop back on. Yeah, man. So we'll get into the topic today, talking about God is love. Is God love? Right? This is something I'm pretty sure most of us had heard this term or this phrase before, whether you heard it in a religious setting, out and about, you know, probably wherever you were in your walk of life. I'm pretty sure you heard this before. So we're going to get the true definition of it, the true meaning behind it. Does God love? Is this the only attribute that God has? Does he have any other attributes? You know, all of that we're gonna go over, all right? Did you hear what I asked you, Cover Thumb? I know your phone had cut off.
Can you hear me?
Con, I hear you just fine. You hear me?
I got a delay. I hear you, but I got a delay with the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was saying I seen you hit my line, but I wasn't able to get to it because after the slavery, I came directly to set up the live. So I didn't have time to hit you back. Is it something that you want to ask over class or just a private? Okay.
No, I was just checking in with you on a personal note about something. I'll holler at you a little later.
All right. No sweat. All right. Other than that, everything good with you, Cover Thumb? You all right?
Con.
Most High in Christ, man. Go ahead. All right.
Crazy.
Everybody else in the chat, man. Y'all type in the chat. Tell me how y'all doing. You know what I mean? Let me know how y'all feeling. How y'all doing today? How is y'all week been going so far?
So how do I do it?
right? Just let me know. Type in the chat. I want to know how y'all doing. All right.
Assigning the string on. Mm. Oh, there you go.
All right.
Salakia,
Con, go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Khan.
Okay. All right. So the first verse I'm gonna get is let's get First John chapter 4 and verse 8. All right. Eric Davis said, "I'm good, Ottawa, but I'm sick and tired of this place." I can dig it. I can feel that, man. You know what I mean? I can dig it. But thanks to Brotherhood, we able to get through this together. Because I'm sick and tired of it as well too. But y'all make it worth a while. You know what I mean? Y'all make it worth being here. You know, time come we'll be able to rejoice together. Right now we suffer together as a nation. So most high in Christ for you being on this class and tuning in. All right. This is the only place we're gonna find the answers that we need to our issues. All right. Anybody else, man? Y'all tell me how y'all feeling. Tell me how y'all feeling, man. How y'all doing? Everything, man. Type it in. Communicate. Holla at your boy. And let me know whenever you
Salakia,
got that
Adawan.
code, Tom. You got it?
That was First John what?
4 and 8.
I'm ready, Adawan.
All right, you got it, Warrior.
This is the book of First John, chapter 4, verse 8. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love.
For God is what?
For God is love.
Now, Les, if we were to break this down and get a good understanding, an in-depth understanding of this, we have to understand what love really means. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all, right? I want y'all to tell me what's your idea of what love really means. Let me get your own individual answer. No right or wrong. Just tell me what y'all think. All right. Anybody want to give a shot? Most High in Christ, Eric Davis, the water hopping on. I don't know if you heard the question.
Salakia,
Right.
I'll give it a shot.
Go ahead. What does love mean?
Following the law, statute, and commandments.
That's a great answer. That's very true. That's very, very true. Uh, let's say in general, like in dealing with others in relations to others, like how would you define the word love?
Actions.
Actions. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Actions. Right. Anybody else, or unless you have any more you want to add, Kawatha? Yeah, yeah. That's some great answers, brother. Great answers. Anybody else want to add? Feel free to type it in. If you're on the live stream, you can come off of mute, give your answer. What is love? God is love. What does that mean? All right. Let's go to First Corinthians, right? So we're going to jump to First Corinthians chapter 13. And let's start at verse 1. All right. The beauty of the Bible often defines itself, right? So if you're looking for definitions for certain words or meaning behind certain words, guess what? The Bible explains it for you. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to love, the Bible has a perfect definition for it. Now, let's go ahead. We're
First,
gonna read about it. Yeah, First Corinthians chapter 13.
chapter 13. I'm ready.
All right, you got it, word.
It's the book of First Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels
Mm-hmm.
and have not charity,
Mm-hmm.
I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal.
Right. Now, if you go back to the word charity and you look at the translation of that word, it is love, right? It's not the modern or colloquial term of, giving something to somebody or donating something to somebody. That word from the Greek translation is love, right? So Paul is speaking about what? What is he speaking about here? If we know that charity translates to love, what is he speaking about that? What is the context of Paul writing this? What is he saying? What is he talking about?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
He would be talking about love, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right, brother. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about love. So he's saying, though I speak with tongues, tongues meaning language, either the languages of man or the languages of angels, which is the Lashon Kodash, right? And have not love, right? If we get the translation of charity, which is love, and have not love, I become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. A sounding brass will be like a trumpet or a horn, right? Or any instrument of brass, right? Or a tinkling cymbal is that triangle that people hit with a metal rod, a small metal rod, and it makes that tinkling sound,
A little
right? Meaning,
triangle thing, right?
right, exactly that. Meaning, it sounds good, it sounds nice, right? But it doesn't mean nothing if there's no love behind it, right? You can speak as many languages as you want to speak. You can be as eloquent as you want to be, but if you have no love, it's pointless, right? Read on.
Calling out of Wakan. Verse 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy
Mm-hmm.
and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and through I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I
Mm-hmm.
am nothing.
I am what?
I am nothing.
So if you don't have love, right, charity, which is love, then it is nothing. You can have all the knowledge, all the information, right, all the wisdom, but if you don't have love, it's considered nothing. Now, Paul is about to break down what is love because we understand the importance of it, right? He just explained verses through 1 and 2, the importance of it, but we got to understand what it actually means, what it actually is, right? Read on.
Calling out of Wakan. Verse 3. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
Right. Even in helping others, even in giving out goods, right? There's many organizations that give out donations. You have places like Salvation Army, right? You go to the grocery store, you buy an item, at the end of your order, they ask, do you want to donate to help the children fund or help St. Jude or help this or help what are all these organizations that give out donations, right? But the main thing that matters the most is love, right? If you don't have that, it is all pointless. So let's go and get what love really means. Read on.
Calling out of Wakan. Verse 4. Charity suffereth long,
It does what?
and charity suffereth long.
Now, what does that mean? It says
Salakia.
charity, which is what? Charity is what, if you translate that?
Giving.
Oh, what did we say what charity was? What was
Charity was
actually written?
love. Love.
Love, right? That's what's written there in the Greek, right? The word love,
Con.
right? If you look it up, right? If you look it up through the Strongs, it tells you brotherly love, affection, goodwill, love, benevolence. That's what charity really means, right? It's the Greek word agape, the Greek word agape, which means love, right? So he's saying that love is suffereth long. What does that mean? Anybody want to give it a shot? First thing that Paul wants you to understand about love before he named anything else that's synonymous with it, he named one principal thing that you have to remember in displaying the act of love. He said it suffereth long. Now, what does that mean? Eric Davis said perseverance. It's a good answer. Anybody else? What does it mean love suffereth long?
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it's needed for it to mean something.
Needed for it to mean something. Okay. That's like explain. Like, what do you mean by that?
I mean, if there's no love in it, like he said, then it means nothing.
Mm-hmm. So he's explaining what it actually really means. And he said it suffereth long. Right? So for us to grasp what love actually is, we have to know why is he saying it suffereth long. Give me some words that's synonymous with suffering. Right? Or, I'm gonna let you look up what you're looking up, but what do you get after that? Just tell me some things that's synonymous with suffering, right? Eric Davis said it suffers greatly to achieve a goal. He said patience, right? Patience is a good one. All right, patience is a good one. Paul, I see you here in the live as well. If you want to chime in, you can unmute yourself anytime you want. All right. Okay, Most High Christ. You want to tell me what does he mean by suffereth long? What you think that means? All right, everybody talks about love nowadays. Go ahead. Now go ahead, Paul.
I can't think of it right now, so I'm gonna play catch up with you.
No sweat. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we all seek for. It's often used in today's world. People will say, I love you right off the bat. But Paul is giving you the true meaning behind love. And Eric Davis gave us some great words that's synonymous with it.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead. What you got, Kothon?
I have to endure pain or hardship, to allow or permit, endure patiently or allows, depending on the context.
Mm.
It's used in specific verses. Uh, Suffers meaning love is patient or love endures for a long time without giving up or becoming angry.
Mm. That's perfect answers. The anguish, the pain, the suffering. Give yourselves a hand. You know what I'm saying? Perfect answer. Right? Same answer that Eric Davis gave as well. Agony, distress, and pain. So if we take those same words that you just read, Kawatan, and that Eric Davis put in the chat, and we put that in replacement of suffering, and after it, we read on and say long, right? Agony, long, distress, long, pain, long. What is Paul saying?
You got me on that one.
You can think about it. No rush.
Charity suffereth long and is kind.
Let me ask you this. If you only around for the good times and when things are up, is that love?
La
What about only when you're happy and you're in a good mood? You do good things for people. Is that love?
So you got to be
Right.
able to endure the bad.
Give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's talking about, right? When Paul is giving you the meaning of love, he's telling you that love is pain. You understand what I'm saying? Not only
Con,
when things are good, not only what people can give you, not only what you can benefit from, but it's about what are you willing to sacrifice for others? What are you willing to give up for others? And the perfect example of that is one of the most famous verses that exists on this earth. What is the main verse that every Christian pull to explain the love of God? What is the most
Salaki.
famous verse? Go ahead.
John 3:16.
Let's go ahead and grab it. John 3:16. All right. We're going to get a great example of what love really is. Right? Because Paul said, love suffereth long. You have to be long suffering in love. Right? Because the thing is, your love will be tested. It would be tried. It will be tried. Right? And love don't exist until there is a opportunity or a situation for it to present itself. If there's no need for it to present itself, then it's just a word. But whenever hard times come around, tough times come around, do you still really love? Are you really going to stick around? Or are you only focusing on what you can get out of every situation? Right? You got that for me?
Con, not a con, sir.
Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
For God so loved the world.
Let's slow
That,
this down, Kawata. Let's help these brothers and sisters out understand. Let's taste every word and grasp and really dissect and go in depth on what love really is. Right? Let's start that one more time and we're gonna go word for word so we can understand. Go ahead, Kawata.
con, not a con. For
Mm-hmm.
God so loved the world.
For God so loved. So this is the context. It's talking about love. For God so loved the world, right? Now, of course, we understand that that world is talking about Israel. The world of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians would make up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? This is who we were prior to slavery, prior to us being colonized and our having our history and our heritage wiped out. If you trace our history and you trace who we are, it goes all the way back to the nation of Israel, because that's who we are ethnically. We are the biblical Jews, the Israelites. And God said, out of his display of love for this world, he did what?
Gave.
He did what?
He gave his
He did
only
what?
begotten. He
Let's
gave.
He did what?
He gave.
He did what?
Gave.
He gave. All right. It didn't say that he received or he got. It said he gave. So the greatest display of love is where God did what?
To give.
Right. He gave. So if God is love, right? And we're supposed to be walking in the spirit of that, what should we do then in order to show love? How God showed love?
Salaki.
What we got? Go ahead.
Give.
You got to
Give to
give.
one another.
Right. It's about what you do for others. Right? As we read 1 Corinthians 13 from verse 4 on down, right? When Paul mentions all the attributes that goes with charity, which is love, right? This is not something that we should look for as a checklist or whether or not people are doing that to you. But this is something that you should internalize, right? Be introspective about and see whether or not if this is something that you are giving to others. Because the Bible just said in John 3:16, it's about what are you willing to do for others and the Most High. If God is all love, right? Read on.
Khan out of a car. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Right. That he loved the world so much, the world of Israel, the world of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, that he gave his only begotten son. What did he give his son to do? What was Christ's mission?
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
Was it to save the children of Israel?
Which is true. And how did he do that?
By giving them the law, statutes, and commandments?
Which is something that we broke. So in order to
Khan.
redeem us back to that, what did he have to do?
He had to give his life?
He had to die. He was sacrificed, right?
Khan.
In exchange for the salvation of Israel, he gave up his life as a sacrifice. Because he understood that was the greatest display of love that he can give to his people.
Well, that's
right?
deep.
No greater love than the man have that he give his life for his friend. That's what Christ said. So if we understand love, love is about what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to give, what you're willing to take a loss on, what you're willing to get the short end of the stick on, and not only focus on what benefits you. Right? Y'all with me?
Khan.
No sign of Christ. I see Eric Davis put John 15 and 13. Let's grab that real quick. And let's just read that real quick. And we're going to jump back to 1 Corinthians. But let's get 15 to 13.
Salaki Adawan.
You got it, Word.
This is the book of John, chapter 15, verse 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Right. That's exactly what we just quoted. So you right on pocket, Eric Davis. That's right on point. You know what I'm saying? No greater love can be displayed other than that. Other than you be willing to exhaust everything in your power to making sure that your nation is taken care of, that you're serving God, that you're doing everything in your capability to get that done. All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Y'all bear with me. My bad. Hello. Hello. All right. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? You there? Salakia. My bad.
Khan,
On the phone.
Khan,
On the
Khan,
phone
not
call.
Khan.
All right. The water. Bearing with me, y'all. So where we was at?
So like I was gonna ask you, say First Corinthians, what was it? What was it?
We was at 13 and 4. Right. No greater love than a man can give for his friends, that he give up his life. Right. This is what Christ did to show the love of God. Right.
13 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Khan.
Go ahead.
First Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Charity suffereth long
Mm-hmm.
and is kind.
Uh-huh.
Charity, even if not charity, vaunted
Right.
not itself,
Envy if not.
envieth not. Salakia.
Right. Con, and vaunt not of itself. Right. I'm pretty
Salakia.
sure y'all know what envy means, right? Like jealousy,
Con.
right? Hatred for somebody else, right? Or vaunted not, right?
Salakia, Salakia, what does the word vaunt? What does that mean?
Right, to boast, right?
Con.
To boast, to be egotistic, right? To only big yourself up. You're the center of everything. You make yourself the center of love, right? When we just read in John 3:16, right? But love is about what you are willing to give. And guess what? Sometimes you're gonna have to suffer for it, like our king suffered for it. But if it's actual love, you have to be willing to suffer. Now I know that's something that's not often expressed when it comes to the topic of love, especially what's going on in the world and the religion and Christian church. Every time they talk about love, is about some tingling feeling that they feel in their spine. It's about whatever makes you feel good and whatever makes you happy. But nobody's willing to talk about the fight that comes with it. No matter how much you want to do something, if you really love God, you won't do it. Right? You'll fight yourself to do it because that's what love is. You suffer whatever loss that may come with it because you love sincerely. But the world will give you the illusion of love and not the reality of it. The reality of love is it comes with heartache. It comes with pain. It comes with agony. It comes with all these things that doesn't allow you to be envious, that doesn't allow you to vaunt yourself, right? But it's something that you have to actually do and display and give and sacrifice for. Right? All right. Let's read on whenever you can.
Con. Is Salakia. Charity, what was that word again? How you pronounce that other one?
Envious.
Envious.
Mhm.
Salakia. Charity, envious not. Not
Mhm.
puffed up. Is not puffed up.
Right. Vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up. Like we just said, somebody who just boasts and brag and make everything about them. Right. Read on.
Verse 5. Doth not believe itself
Hmm.
unseemly. Seeketh not her own.
Seeketh what?
Is seeketh not her own.
Read on.
Is not easily provoked.
Hmm.
Thinketh no evil.
Right. Now, all these things that we're reading, we have to look within ourselves to see whether or not this is something that we are displaying unto others. Right. Rather than thinking, well, is what I'm receiving from such and such person. If you go down to a group of individuals, a list of individuals, and ask whether or not these persons are providing these things unto you, guess what? You're missing the whole point of love, right? The whole meaning behind it, like we just read, is what you're willing to give as the Most High gave his only begotten Son. So you have to look within yourself. Am I kind? If I'm boasting or puffing myself up, if I'm acting unseemly, am I showing signs of envy? You dig what I'm saying? Right? And like the scriptures say, whatever a man sows, that's what he's going to reap. If you want people to be trustworthy, guess what you have to be? If you want people around you to be kind, guess what you have to be? right? You want to be the change that you want to see in others, right? Let me get Mark 12 and 29, Bible Kashah.
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. And Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel.
Here, O Israel, just a sidebar. This is only talking about the 12 tribes, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is who Christ is speaking to. Read on.
The Lord our God is one Lord.
We got one God, Yahweh. Read on.
Verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength.
Right.
This
The first.
is.
Go ahead.
This is the first commandment.
That's the first thing. The first principle is to understand that we have to love the Lord with all our heart, our mind, our soul, and our strength. Right? It's not about what God can do for you, it's about what are you willing to do for the Most High. A lot of people think God is their personal genie. Right? Like he's just a Make-A-Wish foundation and God that just you request it, he gives it. That's why you have so many prosperity preachers that go on the pulpit every Sunday and talk about how God will bless you financially if you just sow the seed. How God will give you a new car if you paid your tithes. Right? That's all they talk about. Being rich and wealthy and serving God. Well, there's a lot more that comes with serving the Most High. God don't only want you to only think about when it comes to loving him, about the things that he can make you prosperous with, but it's about what you are willing to sacrifice for him. Are you willing to give up pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster for the Most High? Are you willing to stop smoking weed for the Most High? Are you willing to give up prostitutes and whores? Are you willing to give up being a whore or a prostitute? You know what I'm saying? Are you willing to give up Christmas, Halloween, birthday for the Most High? You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things you have to do in order to show that you love the Lord. And that is the first commandment. Read on.
Khan out of Wakan. And the second is like, namely this.
And the second is what? Hold on, let's slow this down, Kawatha. It said, and the second is.
And the second is like, namely
is what?
this.
Hold on, let's pause that right after that word. You said the second is what?
Namely.
Read on.
This.
No,
thou
you said
shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Hold on, Kawata. Let's back it up. Right? I want you to say the word after I say this phrase. It says the second is what? What's the word that comes after? Is what?
Is like.
Is what?
Is like.
Is like. That's the word, right? Like is the word, right?
Con.
Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? Right? It's saying the second commandment is like the first one. So what does that mean? Right? We know the first one is to love the Lord with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, and thy strength. But the second is like. The word like means what?
Mm-hmm.
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
The word like means like similar or the same.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. So Christ is saying the second is the same as the first, meaning there is no difference between the two, right? So the second one will be, go ahead, Kawatan. You on mute if you got a word.
Namely this. Slakia. And the second is like, namely this. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Meaning what? You can't do the second. I mean, you can't do the first if you're not doing what?
Namely this.
Which is?
The second.
Which is?
To like.
Like this. You can't do the first if you're not doing what? Because they're both the same. The first is to love the Lord with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, and thy strength. And the second one is what?
To
You know the
love your
word.
neighbor the same.
There you go. Love your neighbor as what? As you love yourself,
As
right?
yourself.
There you have it, right? So you can't do the first one unless you're doing what?
The second one.
Which is?
Loving your neighbor like you love yourself.
Give yourselves a head. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is, right? Meaning they both go hand in hand. You dig what I'm saying?
Con.
Like you want to show a display of love for God, it's shown in your display for your neighbors. You want to see somebody that loves God, it's not by the words that they say. It's not how many times they say hallelujah, or if they have a jet, or if they have a Rolls Royce when they pull up to church.
Salakia.
You want to go ahead.
So it would be the discipline you showing for God, right?
The discipline you're showing for God. And what did Christ say? What is the same that's unto it?
To love him in all those different ways.
All right. We got to understand the first one is all in conjunction with each other, right? So the first one he says to love the Lord with all thy heart, thy mind, thy soul, and thy strength. That's all one together, right?
Con.
You just got to love the Lord with your mind, your soul, your heart, and your strength. The second one is like unto it, meaning the second one is the same as the first one. Now, the second one that he mentioned was what? Love thy neighbor as thyself. Right? So if you want to see somebody that actually is doing the first one, which is loving God, what do they have to do then in order to display that?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
They have to love thy neighbor in the same way and manner as they love the Lord thy God with all their heart, with all their soul, and with all their mind, and with all their strength.
There you have it. Right? This is what Christ is telling us. Right? Our expression of love towards God is how we deal with one another. Right? Because you can't have the first without the second. You can't have the second without the first. You can't say you love God and then you turn around and you hate your neighbor, or you treat your neighbor like crap, or you're not willing to suffer or to give or to take care of your neighbor. Right? You can say you love God all you want, but if you're not suffering long, like Paul said, if you don't envy, if you don't abase yourself and not puff yourself up, then you don't really love God. You're just saying it. Because what you do for others, right, is an exact expression for your love for God. Yeah, get me?
Come on, sir.
God.
Salakia.
Go ahead, soldier.
So it's basically like just saying, you can't say you love God if you don't love your neighbor in the same way, period.
There you have it. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it because they both are what? The same,
The same.
right? They both the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's
That's
what we
deep
have to
right
understand.
there.
God, that Most High Christ. That's what we have to understand when it comes to love, right? We cannot make it just solely based off of feelings, right? Let me get Jeremiah. Let me tell you the verse. Jeremiah 17:9. Let's get that real quick. I'm gonna teach you where emotions come from. I'm gonna teach y'all where emotions come from. Because emotions come from a specific part of your body.
Salaki, I'm the other one.
All right, you gotta worry.
Here's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. The heart is deceitful above all things.
The what?
The heart is deceitful above all things.
Right now, when the Bible mentions the word heart, what is it talking about?
Salaki, your mind.
Your mind, right? That's what the heart is, right? It's not talking about the organ that pumps blood throughout your body because that's what a heart does. But everything comes from the mind, right? Don't nothing function in the body without your mind first telling it to do it first, right? And the Bible is saying that your mind can be what?
Deceitful.
It can deceive you. Meaning what? All right. Let me show you where emotions come from. Let me show you. Let me share my screen. And this is the simple Google search. You know, of course, you can get in debt into it, but I'm going to just show you something basic, right? I just simply type in where do emotions come from? It says emotions come from the brain, right? What we just read, the body, right? The mind, right? The brain, which is attached to your body, working together, driven by a mix of physical signals, deep brain networks, and other thoughts, right? This is where emotions come from neurotransmitters, signals from your brain, from your mind, right? And the Bible just said that the mind is deceitful above all things. So if we know that emotions come from the mind, the Bible is also telling you what? What is also deceitful?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
The heart of man,
The heart of man,
which is the brain.
which is the brain, which is true, right? But what comes out of the heart of man? What comes out of the brain, the mind?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Emotions.
Give the brother a hand, right? Emotions, right? That's what comes out of the heart of man. That's what comes out of the mind. Emotions. Emotions come from the brain and the body working together, driven by a mix of physical signals, deep brain networks, or own thoughts. So the Bible is not only saying that your mind can deceive you, but guess what? Your emotions can deceive you as well too. Emotions are deceitful. And a lot of times we get tricked out of things because we become too what?
Emotional.
You become too emotional, right? We're emotional driven. We rely on the emotions to make our decisions rather than being logical and thinking things through, right? If you react on impulse, if you react on emotions, oftentimes you're not going with your better judgment. So if you only think the concept of love is simply just emotion, well, guess what? You're sadly mistaken on what love really means. Because it's much more than just an emotion. Emotions are deceiving. They're fleeting. You feel one way 1 minute, the next minute you feel another way. They come and go. You know what I'm saying? Emotions are not long lasting. Sometimes you feel happy, sad, angry, mad. all that comes and goes. So you don't want to just rely on emotion alone when it comes to love. If we know that emotion is fleeting, you have to understand that love is a duty. It's a duty. It's an obligation. It's a commitment. That's what love really is. Regardless how you feel, regardless of the agony, of the pain, of the hurt, of the suffering, you will suffereth long. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what love truly is. Right? Jump me back to where we was at. We was at I think we read Mark 12. So drop that. Let me get John 13 and 35. John 13 and 35.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
This is the book of John, chapter 13, verse 35. By this shall all men know that ye are my disciples, if ye have love to one another.
If you have what?
If ye have love one to another.
Right. So what is Christ saying? Right. This is how you're gonna know you my disciples. Go ahead, Kawatan.
By loving your neighbor as you love yourself.
True, 100%. Right. That's exactly what he's saying. But let's break it down word for word. What is a disciple? Right. What is a disciple?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
A student.
A student, right? A follower. A follower of Christ, a student of Christ. Somebody that actually follows Jesus Christ. A true, if we can use it in this term, a true Christian. Right? Christian meaning somebody that's Christ-like. Right? So if you want to be Christ-like, a true follower of Christ, you have to have love for one another. Now, that only means when things are good. That only means when it's beneficial for you or when it's pleasing for you. That doesn't mean to get filled up with the emotion of love. The love that we have to have for one another, it has to be a duty, or else nothing will ever get done. Because guess what? There's going to be times in life where love is going to cause pain. It's going to cause suffering. It's going to cause hurt. There's going to be times in life where you are going to be hurt. And in that time is going to be a determining factor whether or not your love was true. Right? And then let's get an example of that. Let's drop that. Let me get what Christ said. Luke 22 and 28. Yeah, Luke 22 and 28.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 22, verse 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations.
Right. If I could just pause you there real quick. Christ is saying, ye are they which continued in my temptations. He's speaking to his disciples, right? The temptations that he's talking about is his trials, his suffering, the hard times that he had to deal with, right? Where countless times the Sadducees and Pharisees were trying to shut him down, trying to get him arrested, right? Making false accusations against him, having to travel all throughout that region to teach the word, to raise up the people, to follow every command. Well, guess what? Those disciples stuck through Christ from the beginning all the way to the end. He's saying, "You are ye who stood with me in my temptations, in my trials, in my hardships, in my suffering." Read on.
Kana Rakan. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, as my father hath appointed unto me.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
That ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
There you have it, right? The disciples was rewarded not by just simply the good times. They're not going to receive the reward only because they was there when things was all good, but because they was willing to suffer with Christ and go through hard times. Guess what? They're going to be able to rejoice with him as well too. They're going to be able to rule with him because they was willing to give up their time, give up their life, give up what they wanted to do independently, and so solely focus on serving Christ, their king, their master. And Christ is saying, because you did that, you know what? Guess what? I got a kingdom prepared for you. I'm going to give you rulership. I'm going to give you power. I'm going to give you authority on this earth because you was willing to suffer with me. And that's how it goes, right? That's how love is measured, right? So let's drop that. Let me get Luke, 6:32.
Lock you.
You got it, soldier.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 32. For if ye love them which love you, what thank have ye? For sinners also love those that love them.
Right. When it comes to love, especially in modern society, it's only about either an even exchange or something that you can only benefit from. That's the only thing people are concerned with. It's never about what you can give. It's only about what you can gain. What Christ is saying, that's not what love really is. If you only love those that love you, guess what? Your love is small. It's not sincere, right? Because that's how politicians think. That's how your pastor think. That's how most Christians think. They only think of love as a beneficial transaction. They make themselves the center of it all, and they make sure that they are the main reciprocators of it. Meanwhile, they're not willing to give any of it back. Well, guess what? If you're like that, your love is insincere. And guess what? You don't love God as well too. Because the second is like unto it, is the same as the first. Right? Read on.
Khan out of a Khan. Verse 33. And if ye do good to them which do good to you, what thank have ye? For sinners also do even the same.
Right. If you only do good that you anticipate to get good in return, what good have you? Your love is insincere. Right? That's why most times people is not willing to put their neck on the line for the oppressed. They're not willing to put whatever title they may have for the people that's suffering. Because, there's no gain in helping the underprivileged. It's not like they're going to be able to pay you back, right? There's no gain in helping the poor. I mean, they have no money in the first place to give you. All right. But most people will only see who they can help as a benefit. So rich people click up with rich people. People make agreements where they can know they can benefit from, they can get exposure from. People is only willing to help if they know they can get a good check behind it. But if they know they can get nothing behind it, guess what? They won't participate. If they know they're going to take an L behind it, guess what? They won't participate. Well, ask yourself, is that really love then? Is that really love? Right? If it comes to relationships, right? It's not love. If it comes to relationships, the minute your girl pisses you off, you ready to break up with her. You ready to leave her. Is that really love? The minute your man tell you to do something that you don't agree with as a sister and you ready to leave him, is that love? Whenever the point of love pisses you off and you decide to run from it, guess what? Your love was never sincere. It was never true, is what Christ is saying. Because if you only love those that can reciprocate it exactly how you want them to reciprocate it back, then guess what? Your love is small.
Yeah, by Truman Shop Record Thumb.
Hey, shalom, Yahweh Shadrokatah. Officer Kanak, my main man. What's going on, priest?
Tawad, sir. What's going on with it?
Nah, I'm Tawad, man. The water for hopping on. Did you want to chime in?
Oh, live, so go ahead. I didn't even know you was teaching tonight. Select.
Nah, I didn't even know I was teaching mine either. No, it's all good. God. But yeah, man, the water for hopping on. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what love is truly about. Right? Read on.
Khan out of Khan, verse 34. And if ye lend to them of whom ye hope to receive, what thank have ye? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again.
Don't that sound familiar? Who that sound like? Who does that sound like? Go ahead.
Them Christians.
There you go. Sound like your pastor. And I'm gonna teach y'all another thing, right? Let me teach y'all something. Let me show y'all something. Right? So if your pastor is one way, let me show y'all something. All right, look at this, right? Well, people got to understand your leaders play an important, very important role when it comes to educating the people and leading the people, right? And oftentimes their failures are never the blame for the detriment of our communities. People will never hold them accountable because they're so high in status, they have wealth, they're doing their thing, they're on TV. So you're just a hater if you speak against them, right? But you got to understand the buck stops with them. The reason why our people live an immoral lifestyle is not willing to show love to one another, be kind to one another, not willing to consider one another before they consider somebody else, because the people on top doesn't do. All right. Let me show y'all this. Boom. This is something in psychology, right? I brought this out before called trickle down effect. All I did is type in trickle down psychology and it just gave me a basic definition, right? It says in psychology and organizational behavior, the trickle down effect describes how a leader or supervisor's attitude, mood, behaviors, or ethics flow down through an organization to influence subordinates. Positive traits like support or fairness, as well as toxic behaviors like abuse or stress, cascade from top to bottom. This is what psychologists are saying. Right? What the people on top do, the people on bottom under them is going to follow. So if your pastor is a greedy bastard that only do things that benefits himself, guess how the people in his congregation is going to be? If your pastor is immoral and a sexual deviant, guess how the people in his congregation are going to be?
Slakia.
Go ahead.
That's where they get that little term leading by example.
Yeah, perfect. That's most high Christ. That's a simple way to put it, right, Kawata?
God.
You know what I'm saying? Leading by example. Well, guess what? We have the great example out there, right? Christ laid down the example. In John 3:16, it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son as an example to what love is. So your pastor who sits on top, who's teaching every Sunday in the pulpit, if he's not giving to the community spiritually, mentally, and economically, then he don't really love God. Because that's what God did to show love, right? Right or wrong?
God.
God. Right? And this is something that we got to understand when it comes to us. All right? Our display of love is our display of how we treat one another, how we care for one another. That's very important. You understand what I'm saying?
God.
Right? So read on in Luke.
Khan, verse 35. But love ye your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again.
All right. Now let's break this down because a Christian will take that and run with it. Love ye your enemies and do them good. Right? Who would be considered your enemies? In context, what is this talking about? Who are the enemies that Christ is referring to?
Like it, sir.
Go ahead.
The other Israelites that are Gentiles that are not with us.
Damn right. That's the correct answer. And how do we know this? What is relative to hate? What is relative to hate?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Love.
Love, right? Can't have one without the other, right?
God.
Hate is relative to love. Love is relative to hate, right? If Christ said to love thy neighbor as thyself, the neighbors is talking about who?
The other Israelites.
The Israelites, right? So if the neighbors is the Israelites, the enemies have to be who? Because in the same breath, he's using the word love. Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying?
Con, sir.
I don't want to be too, too out there with it, but just as long as y'all get what I'm saying. But yes, right? Because the enemies is the Israelites, the same way the neighbors are the Israelites. So when Christ is saying to love your enemies, he is only talking about the Israelites.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
So they become our enemies by what? Not following the law, statutes, and commandments?
You know how they become your enemy? They become your enemy because one has red and another has blue. You get what I'm saying? He becomes your enemy because he lives on 63rd Street and the other lives on 62nd.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
God.
Right? We beef with each other over the most simplest things.
A street.
Right. This is why we kill each other. And Christ is saying to love that brother who lives on 63rd. Love that brother who has come from a different hood than you, different rag. He reps a different set. That should not separate us as a nation. You dig what I'm saying?
Con.
Right? The enemies would be the ones that you constantly are told through propaganda to have odds with. Because the white man feeds you this lie of black on black crime, we act as if we are each other's issue. Like our greatest issue, our greatest enemy is each other. Not ever are we ever willing to consider the white man and what role he plays in it. So Christ is saying, don't believe the lies. Don't believe black on black crime. Love your enemies. You know why? Because that is your brother. You gonna say something? Go ahead, Oscar.
Come on, sir. Salaki, if I may. What you're bringing out is so heavy. It's like the gangster that we portray ain't the full gangster like the white man. And the reason why I say that because the white man, he's not prejudiced against who he have crime against. It's black, is black, Hispanic, Chinese, no matter what it is. But when we try to mimic him, we only harm, each other. Right. We won't dare go into their neighborhoods and do the same thing we do to each other. You know what I mean? And I'm not promoting nobody being gangster or nothing like that or trying to be a gangster, but a gangster, they ain't got no boundaries on what he doing. You know what I'm saying? He don't say, oh no, I'm not gonna mess with them because I get life in prison, or I'm not gonna mess with them because of this and that. Gangsters don't prey on the weak. They just do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But us, we prey on the weak, and the weak is not the weak, the poor. We prey on the poor, and the poor is the 12 tribes.
Damn right. Damn right. Damn right, man. That is so true. So true, man. Like we've been swindled. It's been a game that's been played on us. We forgot what love really is. We forgot it all. We have to understand, in order to get back to serving God, we have to really dig deep into what love really is. And if you ain't willing to draw the line and put your neck out there for your people, and guess what? Your love is insincere. Right? This is hard work what we do in the ISUPK. This ain't easy. But the one that see it through till the end is the ones that actually love Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Our freedom is not dependent on how soon Yahweh Shai could return and save us. Our freedom is dependent on how much we love each other. Then we'll be free. You dig what I'm saying? Until we really show the true meaning of love towards one another, we'll never be free. And this is what Christ is saying. This is what needs to be done in order to do that. We have to reconcile these issues that we have with one another and realize we have a greater enemy, the so-called white man and these other nations. They are a greater threat to us than another black man will ever be. Because another black man, and he ain't never put a burning cross in your yard. He never lynched your uncles and your aunties. He never stole your identity and then fed you Christianity. So how the hell you gonna look at him as if he's the most evilest thing that ever happened to you? When you have the perpetrator sitting right there all along. It's like the Scooby-Doo, you know what I'm saying? Where they unmask the villain and they go get all surprised. You know what I'm saying? Well, we waiting for the villain to be unmasked. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Once you take off that mask of the villain, you're going to find your friendly neighborhood white man right under that mask. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? We're not each other's enemy. And only through love is how we're able to find that out. Any more on that, Kawatham?
Khan Adawan.
Go ahead.
But love ye your enemies and do good, and lend hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil.
Right. You know what I mean? That's the power that we serve. That is the love of God. That he gave his only begotten son for the world of Israel. Even while we was in the midst of sin, we turned our back on our power. And he still gave his only begotten son. You know why? Because he's kind to the evil and to the unthankful. But guess what? We got to be the same for each other. We got to be the same for each other. Yeah, he might have pissed you off. He might have did you wrong. We have to put those past behind us. We got to put it behind us. Some of us are in the gang beefing with each other over a killing that happened in the 70s, over a killing that happened in the 80s. Because that one brother died in the 80s, we have a generation of beef between two different gang members, two different gang sets. We're going to have to let that go in order to fix the situation.
Shalom. How about Shabbat?
Oh, my nigga, damn right. Shalom. How about you, Shabbat? What's going on, boy?
To sir. Just coming back from moving around a little bit. But Salaki, if I could.
Get down, Warrior.
What you were saying was so heavy, and it's like sometimes, the brotherhood has been so destroyed. In certain cases, it's not even about a body that dropped. It could be about, something simple as a brother stepped on another brother's shoe one night at the club, and now it's a whole, generations on generations of beef over something that could be, so something so small as, even that. Sometimes it don't even take for, well, and eventually bodies could drop, but sometimes to kick it off, it don't even take for that to happen.
Right. You're exactly right, brother. God, my bad. You want to continue on?
It's a lot. That was just the gist of it, sir.
Yeah, you're exactly right, brother. Exactly right, brother. Somebody can step on your shoes. They staring at you for too long. They upset you. They accidentally bump into you. You can say my bad and all. They still ready to fight. All right, that comes from a psychological disorder. All right, psychological disorder. We're gonna coin it today. We're gonna call it black on black syndrome. Right? The propaganda of black on black crime, which is a myth, sold us the lie of hating one another. All right, all of that is a myth. All right, so now that we got the meaning of love, is of course we got to speak about what's relative to it. Right? Now we have to get hate. Because guess what? Love is not the only attribute of God. And because we don't understand love, we misplace the two. We misplace our hate where we're supposed to be placing love, and we misplace our love where we're supposed to be putting hate into. Right? Because both are necessary, and you would not have one without the other. Right? So let me get Romans 9 and 13.
Come, sir. I got it.
Go ahead.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau.
But who?
But Esau
Read on.
Have I hated?
Have I what?
Have I hated?
There you have it. Hate is in the Bible. The Bible just said God also hates. Now, for us, we heard this a few times. We're pretty familiar with this verse. But what about what comes after it? Right? Let's read some more and get some more context about this hate. Read on.
Verse 14. What shall we say then?
What shall we say then? Right? Now, this is Paul speaking in third person of what people might say about this statement that God hates. Read on.
Is there unrighteousness with God?
Well, that must mean God is unrighteous. That God is not true. He's not real. How could he hate? Because all our life we've been fed with the misconception of what love is. Right? Yes, God is love. And we must display that in order to show our love for God. But if hate is relative to it, where do we place hate then? Can't just get rid of it. It's always going to be there. If love exists, hate is always going to be present. So where do we place it? Does it make you unrighteous if you have it? Read on.
God forbid.
God forbid. No, it don't. Read on.
For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
It is up to the Most High, right? He's the creator. Right? He created us. And he said he can choose and decide on who he want to have mercy on, who he wants to love, and who he wants to hate. That's his decision. All right? And as a byproduct, right, as a creation of his, I am going to love what God loves and hate what God hates. And he said, Jacob have I loved. So guess what? I love Jacob too. But Esau have I hated. Because that's where it should be placed. Now, why is that? He said, God, he told Moses, he said unto Pharaoh that he can have mercy on who he want to have mercy on. Right? Read on.
So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy.
Mm-hmm. Right. It is up to the Lord, right? Because Pharaoh was what? He was the slave master unto the Israelites. Had them in captivity. Right? And the reason why the Most High showed love unto Israel and hated Pharaoh, it's not because of the color of their skin. Right? Egyptians is just as dark as Israelites, if y'all didn't know. Right? The Jews are just as black as the ancient Egyptians. But God decided to have mercy on Israel. Because he chose us. Out of everybody on earth that he could have chose, he chose so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That was his decision from the beginning. Right? Read on.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
For this same purpose have I raised thee up. Right? Raising somebody up, wouldn't you say that would be an act of what? Well, what could you make that synonymous with?
Salakia, like,
Go ahead.
like showing I want to say holding them in high regard, like showing them some kind of favor or mercy. So like,
Yeah, showing them favor, mercy, which is synonymous with love, right?
okay,
Right. So God is saying what I loved what I did to Pharaoh. The love I showed him was raising him up. For what purpose? Read on.
okay, that I might show my power in thee.
Right. Destroying Pharaoh in Egypt. God loved doing that. He loved showing his power. That was love. You understand what I'm saying? God has
Uh,
pleasure in destroying those that oppress his people. Not because of the color of their skin, because this is what the Most High has decided. And his chosen people being oppressed under Esau. But guess what? He's gonna do what he loves to do. Raise them up and destroy them. All right, drop that. Let me get Ecclesiastes 3 and 8. Let's get Ecclesiastes 3 and 8.
Salakia, sorry, I got it.
Somebody else says Salagi. I know you read last time, Kamar. If anybody else,
Okay.
I'm not sure who that was.
Salaki, I don't want.
Oh, okay. Khan, you wanted to read?
Khan, I don't Khan.
All right, you got it.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
A time to love.
There's a time to love, which is important. Right? That time will be for us to love our neighbors, to love your brothers, to love your enemies of your nation, within your nation, I mean, to love them. There's a time for that. Read on.
And a time to hate.
Well, guess what? There's also a time to hate as well, too, because you can't have one without the other. And the problem is, due to the civil rights movement, we exhausted all our love for this country and left none for ourselves. There is nobody in America that's more patriotic than black people. We the ones that died in their wars. You understand what I'm saying? We saluted their flags. We assimilated to their standards and their ways of living. And by doing that, we didn't leave no love for our own. Y'all got to understand what that does to somebody psychologically. Like, imagine you sitting in a restaurant and getting beat upside your head just to eat in this restaurant. You think you're going to have some infatuation for the restaurant that's right in your backyard, in your neighborhood, when the one that you getting beat for and being told that you have to sit there and join them, you're going to forget about the one in your neighborhood. If you know this one is the one that I have to strive and believe and assimilate to, all the other ones in your neighborhood ain't gonna matter. And our people have been fed that lie through civil rights. That to forget about the ones in our neighborhood and sit in their restaurant. Well, guess what? That was not an act of love. We did the reverse of Christ. We showed love to the oppressor and hated the oppressed. Right now is our time to love. Right? to love one another, and we have to hate the idea of joining this nation. That's what we have to hate. We have to hate the idea of civil rights. We have to hate their religion, their beliefs, their ideologies, their holidays, everything that they practice. We have to hate and return to our own ways, to our own customs, and serving the Most High. Because joining them has left us with nothing but hatred for each other. Right? Drop that. Let me get 1 John 2:15. 1 John 2:15.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world.
Love what?
Not the world.
Love not the world. So if you don't love the world, then you must do what?
Hate it, other one.
Hate it. So what world is this talking about? What does the word world means? Hate what world? What is that talking about?
The outside world, other one.
The outside world. Anybody else want to add in?
Carnal world. Salaki.
Carnal world. Okay, we getting some answers.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Or the your oppressor's world, or the world ruled by the oppressor. Salaki.
World ruled by the oppressor. Right? The thing is, his world is carnal. Right? That's what we have to understand. The word world simply means age or society. Right? And the thing is, the people that's in rulership, they created a society that's based on carnality. Think about it. The most powerful people that rule this planet are all on the Epstein's list. You dig what I'm saying? Meaning their primary focus is not ending world hunger, which they have the liability to do, not ending the lack of resources across the globe, which they have the ability to do, but their primary focus is sleeping with children on the island. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me see if y'all understand. Let me. I'm gonna show y'all something. I did this before. Let me just show y'all this real quick. All right, I want to show y'all something. All right, I'm gonna share this. I just want y'all to see what I'm talking about. All right. Simple search. All I typed in was how long does $1 trillion last? $1 trillion will last 2,740 years if you spent 1 million every day.
Damn.
Forever. Oh man. Spending rates. 1 million per day takes 2,000 years. $40 per second. 3.45 million per day, right? Takes 700 years if you spent 3 million. 10,000 per day takes roughly 274,000 years to run out. That is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, y'all. And the people that is listed in the Epstein's list are multi-billionaires and trillionaires. meaning a little bit of crumb, even if they gave up 1 million, that would not take away from the trillion that they have. But yet their primary focus is creating a society that's fueled by the molestation of children. That is sick. Well, guess what? We're going to have to hate something. If you want to place hate on anything, you have to place it on this society as being ran by pedophiles. You dig what I'm saying? Your president is a pedophile. And Christ is saying, love not this world of pedophiles. Don't love a pedophile. Don't love a child molester. Don't love a snake. Don't love a liar. Don't love a greedy bastard. And that is what this society is driven by, is ran by. Right? Read on. First John, if brother was reading. 2 and 15. You on mute if you're reading.
Khan out of Wakan.
You got it.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Right. So the world definition, it is what?
Age, cosmos, or society.
There you have it, right? So he's saying love not this society that's being ran by who?
Our oppressor.
By our oppressor, right? Read on.
If any man love the world,
Mm-hmm.
the love of the Father is not in him.
There you have it. All right. If you love this world of PDF files, then the love of God is not in you. If you're in MAGA, you're not a true Christian. You believe in Donald Trump, who's a convicted rapist. You do not believe in God, nor do you love him. All right? So our love has been misplaced in thinking that we have to assimilate and join this society in order for us to prosper. But as long as we love the Most High and serve him with all our heart, our mind, and our soul, and our strength, and the second is like unto it, loving thy neighbor as thyself, guess what? We will be ruling this planet Earth. But you have to be willing to suffer for it. You have to be willing to suffer for each other, because that's what love truly is. And with that, Wada, big up to everybody that tuned into the class. Most High in Christ. The Wada, everybody. Officer Kamar, Oscar Kanak, Trooper Kawatham, the Wada. You know what I'm saying? Young man, Paul, Eric Davis, young man, Eric Davis. The Wada for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Any questions y'all want to ask before I close it out? Did y'all want to ask anything on topic, off topic? Anything y'all want to add?
All right.
Go ahead.
Hold on, it's a quick question. Let me get it real quick. If I could.
I didn't want to leave here without any unanswered questions. So if you want to ask, feel free to do so.
It's a lot, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So, in the beginning, I had somebody asked to say because Adam's rib, I believe. I don't know if I got it mistaken or not, but wasn't Eve Adam's only rib?
Kind. I think that's what's mentioned in the script. Yeah, in the scriptures, that Eve was the only one that was mentioned.
Yeah, con. So I had somebody that was saying something like, because because it doesn't really mention anybody else, and only Adam and Eve is mentioned. That was it's kind of a way to like for them to say that, well, basically to debunk the whole polygamy thing, because they'd be like, because Adam and Eve, God only intended for it to be Adam and Eve, and just because it doesn't mention that Adam married anybody else, that God's original intent was for a man to only have one woman.
And here's the thing: is Adam and Eve the only one that's mentioned that had was with one spouse or with one wife? Was Adam was the only one that was mentioned all throughout the Bible? Right? What La, right?
La.
Right. Well, we got to understand having more than one wife is not a commandment. Right? You're not forced into polygamy. You dig what I'm saying? That's not what it is. You're not forced into polygamy. Right? The thing is, if a man chooses to have another wife, he has the liberty to do so. It's not a sin. All right. And you'll find often in the Bible where brothers will have just one wife because that's what they decided to have. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if a brother did decide to get another rib, well, guess what? There's provisions for that. All right. Somebody give me in the law where it says if a man gets another wife. I think it's somewhere in Leviticus that her raiment should not perish or something like that. Exodus. Go ahead.
Hey, I got a scripture.
Oh, you got it? All right, go ahead, soldier.
Book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
If he take him another wife.
Right. If he does what?
If he take him another wife.
Right. A second wife. Right. A different one from the first one or the other one. But if he gets a second one, read on.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
Right. Guess what? The other one you can't break up with. You get another woman, you both of them are your woman. Whether who's first or whatever. Right? That's what it's talking about, right? And we understand that our laws come from who? It comes from the Most High. Right? This is God that commanded this. And guess what? The laws of God existed even in the time of Adam. How do we know this? How do we know that the laws of God existed even in the time of Adam? How do we know?
Salakia, I don't want.
Go ahead.
Because the laws of sacrifice are mentioned and murder is mentioned.
They give the brother a hand, right? Who was doing the sacrifice?
Adam. And his sons.
Cain and Abel. There you have it.
Right.
How did they know this? Right? Because the laws of God always existed even in his times. Right? It wasn't until the time of Moses is where it was finally written down. Before that, it was just passed down through your family, right? Through your family, through generation. Hey, we live like this. You told your son to live that way. And when he has children, he's going to tell his sons to live that way, right? But we grew into a nation in the time of Moses, right? Like Eric Davis said, orally, right? It was passed down orally through the word of mouth, meaning like this is our family lifestyle. This is how we live as a family. But we grew into a nation as it wasn't until the time of Egypt. Well, guess what? We're so large of a people, it can't be passed down just by word of mouth anymore. If that's the case, it's going to become the telephone game. So now what we got to do, since we're so large of a nation, we got to write it down. And everything that was written down was nothing new that wasn't taught in the time of Adam. It was all consistent. You know how I know? Because Adam practiced it even in his time. So what was written in Moses' time coexists exactly what Adam and Cain and Abel did. So when it comes to what a man can have more than one wife, it always existed. The Bible says the Lord is the same forever, today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I'm paraphrasing. He don't change. Right? So even in the beginning, if a man chooses, if he wants to have more than one wife, he could, because it's in the law. All right. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, what kind?
God, Most High Christ. Most High Christ.
Wow.
God, Most High Christ. All right. Guess what? A man can have no wife if he wants to. You know what I mean? Like, people try to make this so much more than what it is. If you want to have more than one wife, it's not a sin. If you don't, the Lord be with you. That's up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody's forcing you to do nothing. Like, just don't hate on the ones that do. That's when it becomes a problem. Don't talk down on the ones that actually want to have more than one wife. That's their prerogative. All right. So, any other questions? That's about it. Man, we up out of here, y'all. So with that, man, shalom, Israel. The water once again, y'all. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel.